So why would I want to buy one of these, Mr. Radio Shack Manager?
Why would you want to buy one? Because now everybody's a can cooler vigilante.
State of the art, Alex!
Well, after a tremendous amount of work, doing some massive upgrades and reconfiguration here in the controlled grow lab, we're pretty well set up. A few things left to tweak, but most of those have to do with the controllers for the new lighting system. Yeah, that's right. Massive upgrades this year. Massive upgrades. We got new power bars for everything. Brand new 12-3 extension cords feeding power from separate circuits to everything. For now, we're on separate timers for each light array. And there's 3 lights in here. These are the Metagrow, the Spectrum X, and the Spectrum Y light sets, respectively. The Spectrum X is a master controller light, 880 watts capable, fully dimmable, and supports ultraviolet and infrared supplementation as well. It is fully integratable to the Metagrow master controller, which is actually capable of controlling spectral usage, monitors CO2, monitor temperature, monitor humidity, dim. I mean, the amount of stuff that this can do is insane. But these lights are fully dimmable. I guess I'll just show you with the manual controls. You can dim them right down and right back up. So we can control how much power we use, how much light we produce, where we produce that light. All of it. It's all top of the line. In addition to that, we've added an ultrasonic humidifier in here. This is something I wanted to do last year. Didn't have the budget for it. These ultrasonic humidifiers, occasionally we get a power glitch here where the power will just trip off and back on for like a second or a fraction of a second even. Sometimes my computer won't even reset, but these will. When they reset, you lose the humidity. So I put it on an uninterruptible power supply so that doesn't happen. What else is going on in here? Brand new 6-inch fan and filter system. Brand new ducting and all, nice and clean. I just changed the pre-filter again last night. For some reason we get a lot of dust in here. And let's see, so that's up top, and then down here on the floor we got a whole new system in place as well. Oh yeah, I should show you. This is the 3-in-1 sensor for the master controller for the Metagrow lighting system. This monitors temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide. So we'll be able to add and enrich carbon dioxide later, and the lights actually will dim down when there's too much heat, too much intensity, too much carbon dioxide, a bunch of that kind of stuff. Anyway, so all new soils in here, replaced all the soil in all the crates, with the exception of the experimental worm crate bin I was doing back over the summer there. And got some new seeds in. These are from my friend Amanda. So, a friend of mine gave me this box of own-grown culinary herbs, assortment of premium heirloom seeds. It was a very nice gift from her, and I'm very excited to have it, so thank you, Amanda. Much appreciated. And I chose out of this box oregano, chives, sage, and rosemary to start some of them. I do have rosemary already, but I thought I would start some of these and see if maybe they're a different variety or if they come through more vigorous, because we're starting from seed in high quality soil in high quality environment right from the get-go. So I'm excited. I think I'm just going to take a crate and put some of each of these into that crate, and then when they come up we'll sort out spatial orchestration, so to speak. Homegrown seeds. Never heard of that company before, but pretty cool. These are holy basil. We brought in some sweet potato. We brought in one of the tomatoes that I had, that's rising shrub tomato, that I had actually put outdoor over the summer, just out in the woods actually. And I took a clone of it in the fall and brought it back in, propagated it back into the soil, and it has exploded in the last couple of weeks. So, having nowhere else to put these this year, I stuck these San Marzano, I forget what exact version they are, but they're the replacement version of the original Selva Dorta San Marzanos that I had. Anyway, I stuck them out here in the bushes, in the woods, where they got reasonable sunlight, but nothing spectacular. And I did give them some care, some foliar feeds and stuff. But hey, I'm impressed. These things went from a tiny little 8-inch pot or whatever it was where they went in and exploded out. This whole area is they're probably 6 foot wide, and these are closing on 6 foot tall here. And that's, you know, they're curving over and up. So, and they are loading fruit and loading more fruit and setting more flowers and setting more flowers and setting more flowers and fruit and setting more flowers. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see if we get any actual tomatoes out of them that are ripe. But I like it, and I can't wait to put them in some real sun and a real care space. I guess while I'm showcasing tomatoes, I just stuck out in the woods for the heck of it, for lack of better options. I'll show you some nice little Reisentraub tomatoes. I've been putting a couple of these in salads every so often. These have been nice. And oh, look at that. There's a beefsteak trying to come on, but I don't think that's going to make it. There's another one underneath it. I don't know, I meant to get out and stake these up, but you know, it just didn't happen this year. It's been a crazy year. That's doing well. We've got a sweet corn experiment in here. This is bodacious sweet corn. Now that we actually have the lighting power capacity to try growing sweet corn, I'm going to try it again. We'll see how it does. I never do well with it indoors, but I thought it would be a fun experiment to try. And it would be interesting to have some fresh sweet corn in, say, early February. So, two versions of that here. On the left-hand side, we have bodacious sweet corn stock, we'll say. Stock as in it comes treated with thiram, which is that pink crap you see on the outside of the seed. That's a fungicide. The last thing we want to do when we're trying to establish a seed in soil is put a fungicide on it. What we want to do is put the mycorrhizal fungi, endomycorrhizal fungi, and all sorts of biology in and on and around that seed right from the very get-go, so that it can integrate directly with the soil and immediately light that microbial community up and start capturing nutrients. Anyway, so that side is this thiram treated side. This side I washed as much of the thiram off as I could, and I coated these seeds in BioCoat Gold, which is a mycorrhizal inoculant. So we'll see side by side. These were started a day in advance of these, but you already, well, I already can't tell just looking at them. I will say these seem to be a shade greener, darker than those. These both received a foliar feed right at planting, and inoculants on both of them. The BioCoat Gold inoculant was put down on these as well, just not until post-planting. Whereas these, like I said, I tried to wash the thiram off as best I could. So the absolute worst thing you can do for a seed is put a fungicide on it. Good Lord. If anything, you'd put some mycorrhizal fungi on it. and they could pair with that seed initially right from the beginning of the seed's growth and have a positive effect. But commercial companies cover their seeds in a fungicide called FLIR. So these bodacious sweet corn seeds are, well, I rinsed them by hand initially in warm water, and now I'm going to soak them for a little bit, and I'm going to try and scrub them off again and get as much of the FLIR as I can off. And then we're going to treat them with some BioCoat Gold and plant them in another crate. We're going to do 2 crates side by side. One with seed that was rinsed and treated with BioCoat Gold, and one that was left treated with FLIR. 2 separate crates, and we'll see how they perform. My guess is the one that's treated with BioCoat Gold right from the start is going to outperform dramatically the one that's treated with FLIR, just knowing what I know about critical points of influence, corn growth, soil health, environment, and so on. Okay, I'm done babbling. Okay, so I've rinsed as much of the FLIR as I can off of the seeds, and I've got some BioCoat Gold here, and I'm just going to take a little scoop out, and I'm going to just cover the seeds as well as I can with BioCoat Gold, and then we'll plant them into the crate. The soil is pre-mixed, pre-nutrient loaded, and should be ready to rock and roll. After I put these in, I'm going to go back and do a light drench with forage foliar feed across, and I'll probably put some BioCoat Gold in that drench as well, so everything will have equal inoculant across the board. Even the seeds that were treated with FLIR will still have the option at it. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Anyway, I'll go back with some forage foliar and give it a drench just to give it a good nutritional boost right from the get. All right, I babbled on about that enough. What else? We got some lemon verbena here. Really looking forward to some fresh tea with that now that that's coming back. Underneath that, I planted a bunch of basil. I think this is sweet Thai basil, and I think the large leaf is over in this bin with the San Marzano tomatoes. Let's see, holy basil, 2 different types, 1 and 2 there, and then these big bushy ones are the Texas tarragon. The figs, the 4 fig cuttings I took are doing well. That soil was a little bit beat up and kind of settling out. I didn't like the way it looked. It was kind of caking up. So I transplanted them into some new Kiss soil. That's the same stuff I'm working with everything else in here. And they seem to be doing well. Some of the ginger I harvested out of the big blue bin, and some I put into here to grow on. That was one of the other planter pots that had ginger. I just basically took it and plunked it into a big crate. I figured we'd grow it out and keep our propagation growing. Back in the fall, I saved a few smaller turmeric to grow out. Those are in this crate. That soil was super wet. It's been amended, but it's just kind of sitting. I didn't want to add more water and end up with a fungus gnat problem. Another ginger over here. The pineapples are still hanging out. I'm going to get them up into some good soil soon. The lemon is just explosive. Very happy. Very healthy. That's in its new soil. I'll be releasing a video on the transplant of that, probably in conjunction with or directly behind this video. And you can see we're setting new lemons on in clusters. So maybe we will actually be able to grow out and hold on to some lemon fruit this year now with good soil, good light, a good pruning, all that sort of stuff. Oh, let's see, what else? Well, those 2 crates have lettuce in them. Lettuce and yellow beans and purple beans and Detroit dark red beets. Those will probably go up on one of these racks for now. And let's see, another stack of crates full of soil, pre-mixed soil. Just made those up yesterday, I think. No, Friday, Thursday, I don't know. It's been a crazy week. But another 7 crates that'll fill out the rest of this floor space here under the X. And then I guess I'll just talk briefly about how these are configured. So We're on a 16-hour light schedule in the 10 by 10 tent here. The two Ys come on at 6 a.m. Right, how's this go? Well, whatever, anyway. The two Ys come on and then they alternate out. One of these will switch off for 2 hours while the X comes on, and then it'll go back to both of these, and then it'll switch out the other one while the X comes on, and it'll go back to those, and then we finally close the light cycle at the end of the day with the X again. So everybody's getting light, but we're not burning a tremendous amount of power, and we're not creating a lot of excess heat. And in addition to that, I can scale the power and light and heat back even more with the dimming system. And we can dim these lights both manually. This one has a dimmer system here too. We can dim these manually, or we can dim them through the master controller. The problem is this brand new master controller has had all sorts of trouble for me, so I am not super impressed with it. And I will say Metagrow has not gotten back to me very well at all, so I'm not impressed with that. I will say their lights are very well made, top quality gear. So I'm very happy with the lights. I'm a little miffed with their customer service at the moment, and a little frustrated that this master controller is not just working flawlessly like I was hoping. But anyway, we got a really heck of a good start back in here. We got full humidity control in here. This environment is really dialed in and tweaked in nice now. And we'll be adding a whole lot more upgrades to this whole setup in the coming months. Meantime, let's just step back out for a minute and check out a new addition to the channel here at the Pharmacy Seeds Network. We're going to have a look at this setup under FLIR, forward-looking infrared. So I had to refilm this because I was a novice in using the camera, and I wanted better video footage. And also they came out with an update, so now I can actually use audio. Before I would have to record audio separately. So let's just take a FLIR look at things here. Let you look at, that's the control panel, or the display panel. And you know, the arrangement's changed a little bit, but I think you'll be able to identify things pretty well. So, one thing that we're going to be paying close attention to with this new FLIR camera is leaf temperature, because leaf temperature is what really drives how a plant drives its photosynthetic rate, because leaf temperature is what determines whether a plant opens or closes its stomata and allows transpiration to happen, and that's kind of like a block up for everything else to happen. And as we get deeper into this video series, we're going to talk about VPD, or vapor pressure deficit, and how that relates to plant growth and health at different stages of plant life. We'll also be talking about lumens and lumen intensity, or is it regarding to HID lighting, the old school stuff. And we'll be talking about LED lighting, this new stuff, and we'll be talking about how that's measured. That's PAR. I forget what that stands for, but it's like penetrating something light. But anyway, we'll be talking about all that kind of stuff. And so you'll see why having a FLIR camera can be super valuable in a grow tent, a greenhouse, or out on a farm field, because then we can actually monitor plant leaf temperature and see where things are really at. So there's lots new stuff, lots new cool stuff coming here at the Pharmacy Seeds Network. I hope you'll stay tuned, and I hope you'll tell your friends and family about us and share us around if you feel so inclined. All right. So yes, a new toy and tool to work with, thermal imaging, will make a really great addition to the channel here. And comment below if you have stuff you want me to check out with the FLIR camera, and we'll get some video with the FLIR camera. There's lots coming with that. We're going to look at all sorts of cool stuff, and I'll probably just put up some random clips here and there of different stuff in the FLIR camera, just so you can get a perspective on how infrared emits as opposed to how visible light emits, acts, behaves, etc. So some pretty cool new stuff here on the channel, whole bunch of new equipment, new technology, and we're about to do things on a whole nother level. So lots more coming here at the Pharmacy Seeds Network. And I also have a microscope that I've actually had for quite some time, and I've never had the space to actually get it out and use it, or the time to stop and study soil microbes up close. But we'll be jumping into some of that too. It's a really nice microscope. It'll do up to 2000x, and it has a 10 megapixel camera. So we should be able to get some excellent video and photography as we move along and progress along the learning curve. So I hope you found this interesting or informative, and I hope you'll stay tuned here to the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're interested, and please comment below if you have comments or questions. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.